Welcome students. In this video we will discuss about the electrolysis of another substance, that is copper sulfate. The electrolyte which is used in this case is copper sulfate solution. This is CuSO4. Now the copper sulfate solution is ionizes to Cu2 plus and SO4 2 minus. It ionizes to this. Now in this case we are using two electrodes which are made of copper. The positive electrode or the anode is made of impure copper, and the negative electrode or the cathode is made of pure copper. In the process of electrolysis, what happens? The copper from the impure copper bar, which is used as anode, gets transferred from the bar to the solution and it gets accumulated to the pure copper cathode electrode. Now what happens in this electrolyte? There are two types of ions are present, Cu2 plus and SO4 2 minus. But since this is a solution, means there are water molecules are also present in ionized state. That is, there are also H plus and OH minus ions are also present. But in electrical activity series, we have seen that the copper ions reside highly above the H plus ion. That's why whenever electrical current is passed through the circuit, that is, if the battery is connected, what happens? Copper ions move towards the cathode. Towards the cathode and gaining electrons from the cathode, it gets stuck to the electrode and it is basically accumulated in the cathode in the purest form. And what happens in the anode? Basically, the anode is impure copper, so the copper ions from the anode losing some amount of electrons, that is 2 electrons, it becomes Cu2 plus and it fills the deficiency of Cu2 plus ions in the copper sulfate solution and comes in the solution as Cu2 plus. So there is difference between the two electrodes. The basic difference is it is impure copper electrode and this is pure copper electrode. And in the anode section, the reaction is not with the sulfate ion present in the copper sulfate solution. But what happens? The copper in the anode losing 2 electrons becomes Cu2 plus ion and comes into the copper sulfate solution and fills the deficiency of Cu2 plus, which are basically accumulated in the pure copper electrode, that is the cathode. In this process, what happens? From impure copper we can retrieve the pure copper and the copper mud is accumulated beneath the impure copper anode and this is the impurity which is left. So this is what happens in the electrolysis of copper sulfate solution. This is basically the refinement of copper. By refinement I mean this is impure copper and we are getting a refined form of copper in this cathode. And this process is also known as electrorefining. Because in this process we are getting a refined form of the metal we want to refine. So the process is electrolysis, but the effect is refinement of impure metal in the refined form. Thank you. For testing your understanding of this lesson and more videos, log on to www.tubelessons.net.